Hi guys, it's Mimberly and welcome back to the channel. So, Caleb is dropping tomorrow officially. The service will be going down from 2:30 in the morning to 6 a.m. in Mim's time. Yes, I am getting up early enough to record it as soon as it drops because I love you. And work gave me tomorrow off. So, we got some story we need to catch up on. We've only got Xavier's story branch next, and then I think we've only got a few kind of dialogue bits after. So we're going to just sit and finish and catch up with the story today. This is one of the reasons I also have purposely not rushed it, because I don't want to leave the anticipation building too much leading up to the next one. Right. After some investigation combined with a vague hunch, I have identified a highly suspicious wanderer. Andrew is tracking it, but it's been several days since I got a response. This lull allows me to test the new gear Simone modified for me before the next mission. The only problem is that my partner, who promised to join me for this trial, is late as usual.
10 rings. The training session is over now.
That's Simone for you. She can turn even the simplest sidearm into something extraordinary. Loki, please for the love of God, stop scratching that. I switch on the safety and put away my gun. My gaze drifts to the empty lane beside me. Looks like Xavier, king of tardiness, didn't get the chance to try out the new gear first.
But at least I have the luck of a partner who's always thinking about me.
There he is. The door to the shooting range opened without me noticing. Xavier leans against the doorframe and smiles.
I got caught up following a new lead. I didn't have time to tell you.
Mm-hmm. Is it about that case you've been digging into? You've been really mysterious about it. Time you filled me in. He raises the cup in his hand as he speaks.
Let's talk over a cup of coffee first.
Oh, mate.
I'll tell you everything then.
Hold on. I've got an idea. She's got coffee. I follow Xavier to the training room's lounge area. I grab the cup of coffee he offers me. I cautiously take a small sip. It's a little hot and sort of weak, but it's still decent. You made this?
The coffee machine did all the work. I just put in the beans and provided the cup.
It sounds like you didn't do much. But the coffee isn't bad. Hearing this, Xavier chuckles. So your investigation is coffee related?
Certain people were smuggling painted protocore fragments in the coffee beans.
Eh?
I had to attend as a judge at the coffee contest.
How the hell does that work?
I figured that with all the effort they put in, there would be a clue about the ether cores.
My husband has just
But
come
all
home.
we got were some modified, regular protocores.
Okay, right. So just to give you the heads up, guys, I've not long invited my husband back home because he got home from work. I am going to ping him a message and ask him if he can make me another beverage because I've put too much milk in this, which means my coffee is gone cold. Could I get coffee? Please. Kiss. Maybe if I send him a kiss, I'll agree to it. So he was looking for protocores in coffee. How the hell does that work? Oh, I thought... I pause and my gaze falls into the cup in my hand.
What is it?
Since joining Special Operations, Xavier and I busied ourselves with tracking down leads on ether cores. But I always had a feeling that he was carrying out his secret mission even long before he joined. I also think it's connected to Xavier's other secrets, but this isn't the right time to delve into them. I hold myself back from saying I thought you'd know something related to the ether core's whereabouts. I thought you had more solid reasons than Simone and I.
Oh, I figured you'd ask something more probing.
How so? As if reading my mind, Xavier gives me a chance to steer the direction of this conversation. But when Xavier lowers his head in response to my question, it almost seems like he's slightly upset.
Isn't there anything you genuinely want to ask?
Not the puppy eyes. Despite everything we've been through so far, I've never really pressed Xavier about his connection to the ether cores. In that case, how much do you know about the ether cores, or have you been tracking down ether cores before this? Oh. How much do you know? You must know more about the ether cores than the association, right?
In your mind, am I more capable than all of the association's hunters combined?
Yes. The association has its networks, but maybe you're aware of things they can't access. His fingers lightly tap the wooden table in the lounge area.
I'm not entirely sure how many ether cores there are, let alone their capabilities. Their power comes from the very core of the cosmos. If fully awakened, they would spell disaster for the world.
Noticing my thoughtful expression, he smiles and gently soothes the furrow in between my brows. Cute.
I know. You aren't satisfied with my answer.
He caught us, boys.
There are some truths you have to see and decide for yourself.
That's not ominous in the slightest. Xavier's hunter's watch, as well as mine, beep at the same time as he finishes speaking.
The wanderer you identified earlier, the one associated with the beta protocurve energy, is confirmed to be related to the ether cores.
So, you guys remember I sent Kate a text and asked him for coffee? He goes, oh, now you ask, you little fuck. I'll be up in a minute, it'll be grisly.
The detailed information has been synchronized with your device's data log. Get ready to head out.
I'm waiting for him to come up and have a go at me.
This wanderer will also be difficult to deal with. Should I ask Simone to assist you?
That won't be necessary. My best mission partner is back. The call ends. I raise an eyebrow at Xavier. I should witness the truths and answers I'm after for myself, but that doesn't mean I have to do it alone. One last question. I'd like to know if my partner is willing to fight alongside me for this, and whether or not it's just for today.
I believe this answer will meet your expectations. I'll always be with you, beyond just today.
You're too cute, Xavier. I can't. The boy is too cute. It is not fair. Please. My husband is going to kill me. Okay. And I'm starting to panic because I've just seen what the time is. I've got literally an hour until the server shuts down. We may have a problem. 3 days later, Lincoln City. Oh god. Lately, several students at Passara University have disappeared after being attacked by the same wanderer, only to mysteriously reappear on campus a few days later. Although these students remain unscathed, they have no memory of what happened while they were missing. Objective: find out the reasons behind these disappearances and eliminate the wanderer on campus. Alright. Seems simple enough. Not Xavier being in the school uniform. A hand reaches over, turns off the interface on my hunter's watch, and adjusts my cuff before pulling away.
If you keep staring at it, everyone will soon figure out we're hunters.
I lower my arm and glance at Xavier, who's walking next to me. You're right, Xavier, my astronomy buddy. The warm autumn sun peeks out from behind the leaves. It casts dappled light onto the corner of its mouth.
That sounds a little staged. You're my journalism schoolmate, remember?
Of course we're fucking journalism, because what else would we be? 3 days ago, the wanderer that Andrew tracked using the B protocurve showed up at Pastara University. Considering the recent student disappearances at the university, the association has assigned us the mission to eliminate this wanderer. To prevent any unnecessary panic, Xavier and I are pretending to be students. With the university's help, we'll be conducting interviews with the attacked students under the guise of a campus TV session. Or station. Can't English.
You're walking too fast.
Oh my god. My wrist is gently pulled, bringing me back to the moment. I realise I've been rushing. This is the pace I'm used to when I'm on a mission. I look around and purposely slow down. But we finally found a wanderer that's connected to the ether cores. I would rather move quickly to prevent any problems from happening.
You seem eager.
Aren't you? Xavier adjusts my backpack strap as it starts to slip.
Information about the ether cores is always shrouded in secrecy. Out of 100 leads, one might get you somewhere at best. This lead seems unusually straightforward.
It's almost as if it's been set up for us to find. Is that what you want to say?
It's just a guess.
You might be right, but with the lead right before our eyes, I can't shake the feeling that we need to check it out ourselves.
Yeah, you really are the powerful and impressive evolver everyone's been talking about. But before we meet those students, our first job is to act as students.
As we talk, we end up walking down a tree-lined path and arrive at a bustling square. Around us, numerous sleek temporary booths are set up. Students are excitedly waving through them.
Prestara University Club recruitment.
There are so many people. Let's take a different route. It's almost time for our scheduled interview, and it wouldn't look good on us if we're late.
Yeah, it'll take a while. But how about we use this opportunity to relive our student days for a bit?
Oh god. How are we gonna do that? Xavier stares at me, and then he fixes my hair and takes off his non-prescription glasses. What? He puts them on my face.
Much better.
Not gonna lie, I like you with glasses, you're cute. Does this make me look more like a student?
It just looks nice.
Hi, are you a freshman this year?
No.
You seem perfect for the lead role in our film club's latest project. Are you interested?
Leads? Why me? I am the worst person to do it. While the club member looks down to find the registration form, a corner of Xavier's mouth slightly curls up.
What did I say?
Still trying to convince Cage with that coffee. I feel like Xavier was throwing his teammate under the bus, but this trick surprisingly works. By the time we arrive at our scheduled interview spot, I'm completely in student mode.
Hello. I'm the student council's vice president. So, I was told you guys were hunters.
The tall, lanky boy gives me a slightly uneasy smile, his head sinking lower as he speaks.
The students who disappeared earlier are waiting in the classroom. They only know it's for a campus TV interview.
Sorry, could you repeat what you just said?
I mean, just keep the questions simple and try not to scare anyone. After all, they've all had encounters with the Wanderer. Let's make sure we don't add to their trauma.
Understood. We'll be careful. God. Whew. Hopefully we can make good time with this one today, because as always, I've left everything to last minute. I wanted to record this yesterday, but then I was too tired after stream. And then I wanted to record it earlier, but I kept getting phone calls from my family, and I just couldn't get off the phone. As we enter the classroom, several pairs of curious, weary eyes quickly focus on us. I clear my throat and offer a genuinely friendly smile. Hi, I'm a broadcast journalism major and a member of the campus television station. And this is my partner. Xavier steps forward but doesn't speak, which prompts me to continue. He's the one who will handle the microphone and the camera. He's an astronomy major. Our simple introduction doesn't achieve the effect we wanted. Perhaps the Wanderer did give them quite a scare. They scrutinize us wearily, but no one responds.
Hi,
What? A bag full of drinks appears from behind the door. The person holding it hesitates, struggling to gesture a couple of times. I take the bag. The vice president shyly smiles and then silently moves to sit by the classroom's back door. He's definitely an introvert. Cooperating with us on the university's behalf must be tough for him. When I distribute the drinks to Xavier, the classroom's tense atmosphere begins to soften. As I try to come up with an appropriate icebreaker, Xavier nudges my elbow.
Oh, right. Didn't we meet up downstairs this morning?
I'm confused, so I only manage a grunt in response.
I think I forgot to check in for my morning class.
You're an astronomy major. Aren't you taking Dr. Ulysses' course?
He's a genius. It takes me a moment to realize that Xavier's sober tone doesn't match his hopeful eyes. As I move the chair, I lean in close to Xavier's ear. Did you do your research ahead of time?
I just threw out a question and didn't expect it to go anywhere.
Straightening his posture, Xavier smiles and looks at the student who responds to his question earlier.
Yeah, his classes are really tough.
The student relaxes as the conversation begins to flow more naturally.
I knew it. When it comes to the strictest professor at Prestara University, no one can beat Dr. Ulysses.
Xavier is a genuine genius.
But it's not that bad. While he's strict in class, he's pretty chill on the basketball court when classes are over. Actually, I missed one of Dr. Ulysses' meetings because of that Wanderer incident. Thanks for reminding me. I need to catch up with him later.
You're welcome.
Look at that. Look at you opening up the talk. Xavier adjusts his position and gives me a knowing look. Seeing Xavier's cue, I quietly switch on the recorder and casually throw out a question. Besides missing out on that meeting, can you tell us a bit more about what happened after that attack? You can say whatever you want. Don't worry, we won't disclose any personal information. The students exchange looks. They seem resolved to speak.
I'll go first then.
I'm not sure if it's just me, but his eyes seemed to go blank for a moment after he said that.
This is what we call a white hole, a theoretical region of space-time. If we reverse
What are you
all the
doing?
symbols in the equation
Shh,
representing the
I'm not actually here
geometry
for the
of
lecture,
space-time,
but we might as
then
well
in
look
this
the
very
part.
space,
I slide
objects
the
are
open
no
textbook
longer
to the
unable
center of the
to
desk,
escape
line up my notebook and
or
pens, and place a
rather,
water bottle
they
to the
can
side.
only escape
Your desk is so neat. It's only a matter of time before the professor notices. According to a student's account, the incident occurred outside the classroom. He was heading to a meeting with a professor. I decided to talk to this professor to see if we could gather any new clues. So I dragged Xavier with me the next day and we snuck into his class.
Yeah, it's a perfect disguise. The way you quickly claimed a seat in the back was nice and clean, too.
Yeah, because I used to do that at school too. The back row is a VVVIP section. It has a great view and ambience, perfect for relaxing, entertainment, and even... Spotting two students in the back row secretly holding hands under their desk, I casually changed the subject. Where did you prefer to sit when you were in school?
I didn't have a particular preference, but I usually sat in the back, too.
I love sitting in the back,
The
mate.
sunlight was nice, and the breeze was refreshing.
I didn't get sunlight or breeze, I just didn't get picked on for the questions. How comfortable were the desks and the chairs?
They were okay.
Oh, honestly, being a kid at school fucking sucks in the UK. Like, genuinely, the seating in school, in like primary schools in the UK suck because there's like no cushioning on them, so you're pretty much just sitting on straight plastic. And I don't know if you guys have realized by now, if you've watched any of my other videos, especially like the ASMRs where I've thrown my phone, my ass is quite spongy. So I have like a little bit of a mini cushion, but I didn't have that when I was a kid. That didn't come up until I was about like 14. So I was sitting on plain plastic and my ass was flat. It was very uncomfortable. As our casual chat drifts on, I flip open my textbook and turn my attention back to our mission. Even though we learned a lot of details from talking to the students affected by the attack yesterday, we didn't find anything notable. Those 5 students were neither normal people or evolvers. Oh, he's been needing a coffee. Oh, Christ. It's like 1:30 in the morning. Jesus Christ. I'm literally planning on recording this, getting this rendered, and then while it's rendering, go to bed. Because, you know, Mim's prepared. They encountered the Wanderer in various spots. Some were even on the tree-lined path, and others were in the labs, and they woke up in different places afterward. This Wanderer doesn't seem to be limited to indoor or outdoor spaces. There's just no clear pattern to where it shows up.
It's not completely random, though.
Thank you.
You're a little shit, but I still love you. Coffee.
Coffee. Abba, come here. No, Kate, come here. I want a kiss. I was gonna give you something to take down too. Please.
There's all your thermoses. I was like, where the hell are they?
Okay, got that one. And you got that one.
I'm basically glorified housemaid at this point. This is why we can't have nice
You
things.
got to work back the money I spent to get you here. I I love you. He is so gonna divorce me one of these days. I love you. Xavier takes a pen from me and draws a few circles on my notebook.
All the incidents happened at night. If that's connected to the Wanderer's behavior, then we can narrow our search.
Ah.
Also, all these students just started college this year.
Does that mean something?
Maybe this Wanderer thinks freshmen are easy targets.
Oh my god, that tastes so good. Ah. Then it must have access to the university's enrollment system. I flip through the notebook pages again and again, yet nothing clicks. It seems like the Wanderer is targeting the students at random. I can't believe it's just coincidence.
In this world, many coincidences are often part of a larger scheme.
Noted, Mim, do not record at 1:30 in the morning.
These students are being chosen for a reason. We just haven't figured it out yet.
Some Wanderers do target certain individuals. For example...
You! Over there!
Realizing the sun silence around me, I look up to see Dr. Ulysses on the podium. He's smiling.
Yes. I'm talking to you. Young lady in the back row.
Shit.
Come up here and show everyone what a Morris Thorn wormhole is.
Okay, for those of us who don't speak intelligente, what does that mean? Shit, I didn't expect to be caught by the teacher. I never thought I'd get caught talking in class. For a moment, I'm stunned and I don't know how to respond.
No? Then let's have your friend try. Come along now.
Oh, Xavier, please clutch this for me. If you clutch this, I will pull on your next banner. I tug at Xavier's clothes and quickly whisper, "Let me do it. If I mess up, I'll just apologize." Xavier reassuringly squeezes my hand, stands up, and then confidently walks to the podium. Oh no, did I just jinx myself? The classroom lights dim and a holographic projection appears from his fingers. It forms the image of the universe.
In theory, the Morris Thorn wormhole is a traversable wormhole. It is spherically symmetrical and features a throat that bridges two black holes. The throat is a finite spherical region containing negative energy density matter to counteract gravitational forces inside the wormhole.
Okay, I'm lost already. As Xavier speaks in a measured tone, the stars shift under his touch to gradually form a wormhole model. The lights from distant planets flicker before us, and the silhouette seemingly stretches across light years. For a moment I wonder, was Xavier like this back in college?
Correct. The negative energy's repulsive gravitational properties keep the wormhole's throat open, allowing matter or signals to pass through. Time travel becomes possible with this model.
Oh.
For example, the deep space tunnel above us might very well be a giant wormhole.
That's how Xavier knew. Shit.
The mysterious deep space signals could then make their way to our distant Earth. Perhaps certain materials, or even other forms of life, can find us through these cosmic channels.
Way to go, Xavier.
What are you thinking about?
Now I've got to pull on your fucking banner, and I'm scared what your next banner is going to be, because I'm going to be broke after Caleb. I snap back to reality. Xavier has crossed the starry expanse and now stands before me. He's within arm's reach once more. I'm curious, were you really an astronomy graduate?
Who knows? I have too many diplomas at home. I need to check first.
Oh, Christ. Oh, dear. Oh, jeez. When the bell rings, signaling the end of the lecture, the classroom empties out English. The classroom empties out quickly, even though it was patched just moments ago. As the professor starts to pack, I approach him. I'm about to ask the Wanderers who were the
Xavier,
students who were attacked.
have you been a deep space hunter for so long that you want to relive your college days?
What? Huh? The professor walks away from the podium, one hand holding his bag and the other in his pocket. His serious demeanor is gone.
Hello. Are you also a deep space hunter? His colleague, perhaps?
This is Ulysses. He's an old friend of mine. Now he works as an assistant professor.
I was promoted to associate professor 2 years ago.
Okay, well, I am going to shut up then because Xavier is too smart for his own good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
God, he sounds so dead. First there was Jemiah, a mysterious florist. Now it's a university psychics professor. I'm once again shocked by how unpredictable Xavier's social circle is.
Let's get back to business. You're not the type of person to visit without a reason. Did something happen at the university?
I'm on a mission.
Well, if you're involved, it can't be just any mission. Should I be expecting a major incident to take place?
Looks like I'm not the only one who has a certain impression about Xavier. But this gives me the perfect opening to ask him about the Wanderer. Dr. Ulysses, we heard one of your students was attacked by a Wanderer and went missing for a few days. Were you in the area when this happened? Ulysses, I don't know how to pronounce his name, pauses for a moment before nodding.
I was in the lab preparing for a meeting when I heard a scream outside the room. But I didn't find anything even after looking around. I later learned that a student had been attacked by a Wanderer. Fortunately, he wasn't seriously injured.
It looks like Ulysses didn't see the Wanderer. I'm a little disappointed.
Did the lab's flux stabilizer show any reaction?
No.
I immediately get what Xavier is hinting at. If the flux stabilizer didn't react, then the Wanderer's metaflux fluctuation level must be below 50. There are only a few Wanderers capable of such stealth. Our search is narrowed down considerably.
It's also possible we're dealing with a modified Wanderer.
Oh, Christ. As if reading my mind, Xavier reveals another observation. I nod. Got it. I'll ask Andrew to compare the protocurve data with the possible Wanderer profiles. Hi, Loki. Hello, little one. Oh, it's the baby. Come here. I know, your dad locked you in here. How dare he? Yogi's the baby. Look at him. You gonna accompany me for some of the video, buddy? Oh, my baby.
Wait. I just remembered something.
Oh?
The flux stabilizer can't detect that level of metaflux. However, the research center's RMFMA might.
RMFMA?
But the research center isn't even near here.
It was moved to the campus earlier this year, so it's not that far away now. It should have captured the metaflux fluctuation and its dynamic range when the Wanderer appeared.
Look at the baby. Then can we use that device for a bit?
RMFMA. It stands for Reflective Metaflux Field Monitor and Analyzer.
A flicker of doubt crosses my mind, but I push it aside for now. I wait for Ulysses to respond.
Sure. As long as you have the clearance to operate it and access the system, you can use it.
But we don't quite fit those requirements.
Let's go.
Huh? Xavier picks up my backpack and turns to Ulysses.
Aren't you going to lead the way?
Very interesting so far. Also, look at the baby. He is so small. He is so cute. Look at him. Look at the baby. The research center Ulysses mentioned is formerly known as the Pestar University Deep Space Exploration Research Center. Ow, little one. It houses the RMFA under a skylight on the 3rd floor. The machine brass seizing and bulky appearance make it stick out like a sore thumb, yet the screen's flashing indicator lights and fast-moving images exclude a sophisticated air.
This analyzer is one of the most advanced pieces of tech in the past few decades, and it remains so today. It can detect the slightest fluctuations in the deep space tunnel. Unfortunately, there are fewer than 10 of them in the world. Many talented researchers and professors have turned down prestigious offers elsewhere. Also, they could work with the RMFMA at our research center.
Ah, do Xavier and I need to apply for access first to retrieve its data? Where's Xavier?
All the data related to the Wanderer is corrupted.
Xavier appears from behind the RMFA. Oh, RMFMA. He removes his safety goggles and takes off his disposable lab coat. How did you... Aside from how did you operate that machine and you know how to use it, I focus on the most important one. What do you mean by corrupted? Did it even capture a trace of the Wanderer?
Yes, it showed that a Wanderer appeared on the university's campus in the past 2 weeks. But all the data has been tampered with. The generated spectrum also has many errors. It can't be used as a clue.
The hem and cuffs of his lab coat somehow got tangled together. Xavier frowns and pulls harder, but they're still stuck. Raise your hand a little more. As I help Xavier wiggle out of the lab coat, my mind races with questions. Maybe the RMFA... Oh, I keep getting that wrong. RMFMA is too old, so it's malfunctioning?
If that were the case, the first issues wouldn't show up in detection and sampling errors. Which means someone deliberately tampered with it.
Probably the Wanderer. Once he's out of the lab coat, I meet his gaze. It's brimming with confidence. It's a rare, high-end device, yet Xavier seems to know it inside and out, and can even log into the system and to use it. Nope. I slightly pull him forward. I purposely change my expression and lower my voice. Alright, cut to the chase. How are you able to operate this machine?
It might look complex, but it's actually easy to use.
You know that's not what I meant.
You're not really going to interrogate me right now, are you?
As Ulysses returns from examining the data, I let go of Xavier. I step back to make room. He's got some explaining to do.
The data is corrupted, and just as you suggested, someone probably tampered with it.
Yay.
However, the research center is a secure, newly built facility that few people can access. If we include me, only a handful of researchers work here.
Hear me out. What if it was one of them who's the
The
Wanderer?
last system login was recorded to be over a month ago.
Has anyone else been in here the
Loki.
past 2 weeks?
Stop. He's scratching at the door. Ulysses thinks long and hard before finally giving a hesitant reply.
Yes, but it's not anything suspicious. There was a study event here for new students.
Oh.
Part of the event included a tour of our facilities.
Oi, stop
That
it.
was when we introduced them to this analyzer.
Okay. The new students who started this year, could it be?
Those 5 students who were attacked all enrolled this year.
Okay, hold on. Loki, I love you, but you need to stop scratching the door, so I'm going to let you out. Or at least open the door so you now have the option to leave, because, you know, you're a little shit. Xavier voices my faults. I take out my phone, check the school's official website, and quickly find the article about the study event. 5 students were selected. They are...
Here.
Xavier points to the 5 names displayed on the screen.
All the students who encountered the Wanderer are listed.
The study event, the tampered device, the elusive Wanderer, everything starts to connect. This isn't a coincidence, Xavier. Something's off about that study event. The Wanderer is attacking its participants.
Indeed.
He agrees, but keeps his finger on the screen. I look again. Group leader, Soreen, vice president of the student council. Oh.
Hello. I'm the student council's vice president. So, I was told you guys were hunters.
Well, fuck me. It's the same guy who helped us on behalf of the university, and the only one who wasn't attacked. He's definitely suspicious.
There's only one way to find out.
I'm contacting him right now. Xavier is the first to head out. After saying goodbye to Ulysses, I'm about to leave, but a glance at the wall makes me stop in my tracks. Instead of a certificate, there's an old framed group photo at the top. It's yellowed with age, and the faces in that photo are all a bit blurry. Yet the person who's on the edge... I look closer, and that indistinct figure suddenly comes into focus. It's Xavier. Oh, shit. Oh, I am invested. I am so invested now. Fuck it out. Halfway there, peeps, and I got just over 30 minutes. I sit on a bench near the basketball court. I watch the ball arc through the air and precisely hit the back rim of the hoop. It bounces back into Xavier's hand. It's hard to fully appreciate this rare sunset, something I haven't seen much since graduation. It won't be long until we meet Zorine. I unconsciously lower my head to look at my phone. It still has my chat with him. We're still a little unclear about the students. Could you go over some details with us in person? How about we meet up in 20 minutes at the lecture hall in the main teaching building?
Sorry, I'm at the student union. There's a student council meeting right now. It won't end until at least 7 p.m.
It's okay. We'll wait for you downstairs at the student union.
You've been quiet for a while.
Huh? Really? Xavier starts moving and stands by the 3-point line. He gazes at me.
We know he's in a meeting inside this building. Unless his evol lets him create wings so he can fly away, we'll definitely see him.
I look at the open door in front of the student union, and then I look at Xavier's calm face. I wonder what's making the victim stay quiet about the study event. And then there's Zorine. He knows why we're here, but doesn't say anything. If he's really behind this, that's some nerve.
Maybe he doesn't want to get caught up in any trouble. Either way, we'll be able to ask him soon. And if he still refuses to talk, we can investigate.
I got this like really weird thing on the back of my hand, and it's just constantly dry, so I just have to like hydrate it all the time. It sucks because I love the smell of hand cream, but I hate like the after feeling of it on my hands. Call me a weirdo. He keeps gazing at me. His eyes are firm and steady. I nod. Then he offers me the basketball.
Want to try?
I know his invitation is actually his way of offering me a break from the mission. I can't bring myself to refuse, so I stand up. Sure. Must be weird being able to relive your college days. I never really had a college like this. I literally just went in, did my class, went home. After a brief warm-up, I confidently aim the ball at the hoop. But before I can throw it, a sparrow just lands on the hoop. Interrupted by that, I turn and look at Xavier. If the Wanderer's appearance isn't just a coincidence, then it confirms our suspicion. Someone lured us here on purpose.
Should we call for backup in advance? Or are you implying there's a high chance the ether core is here? I'm going to guess the latter.
The sparrow is attracted to the small balls of light and flies away. Xavier moves closer and supports my arm. Oh, this is cute. I like these cute little minutes.
Higher. Good. Now throw.
My accuracy is slightly off this time. The ball hits the backboard and rolls to my feet. I bend down to pick it up. Maybe it's not as terrible as we think it is. It could just be a coincidence, and Zorine's just a dedicated vice president of the student council. He does seem to be a good, well-behaved student. Sort of like you. Xavier takes the ball from my hand and steps back to give me a demonstration.
Perhaps it's because he looks like a good student that makes him the best at doing things behind the scenes.
Yeah, very true.
After all, people don't write their secrets on their faces. The calmer the water's surface, the easier it is to hide dangerous undercurrents.
It's funny, he's pretty much explaining himself. The ball leaves his hands and once again goes through the loop with a precise shot. As it bounces back, I intercept it before it reaches him. You always have a lot to say about other people, but what about you? Recalling the blurry, yellowish photo from the research center, I move closer to Xavier. Maybe it's the backlight that causes flickering spots to appear in my vision. My consciousness falters for a moment. Xavier, when I first saw him, Xavier in the no hunt zone, Xavier in the research center, and Xavier playing basketball at sunset. They appear all in front of me at once. They line up gracefully and blend into the figure of the person before me.
Me?
What secrets are you hiding behind your calm face? From the distant past to the present, who are you really? Even though I'm so close to you, experienced all these life and death situations with you, I still cannot fully seem to understand you.
Huh?
Xavier's puzzled gaze lingers on my face and suppresses the questions in my heart. The only thing I eventually say is, I was going to ask if you're truly a good student, or do you have some secrets? After thinking for a moment, he speaks in a calm tone.
I'd say I'm a good student. I paid attention in class and always kept my eyes on the front of the classroom. That's how I kept ending up making eye contact with a classmate who frequently turned around during class.
Oh. He looks at me with a knowing gaze. I look back into his eyes and feel as if everything sounds familiar. Yeah, this is referencing back to his myth, isn't it? Maybe your classmate just wanted to check the clock at the back of the classroom, see how much time was left before class was over.
Oh. You're asking if I have a hidden side to me like Soren?
Oh, Soren, that's how we're pronouncing it. My bad, I've been calling it Soren. He responds with a question. Now it's my turn to think about my answer. Fortunately, Xavier doesn't seem to expect one out of me. Instead, he slightly lowers his head as if he's talking to himself.
But the parts of me you think you know, and the parts you think you don't know, they make up who I am. All of me. Right here in front of you.
We no longer pay attention to the basketball. The sound of it bouncing on the ground echoes in my ears. It isn't until I see Xavier's hand wave in front of me that I realize the lingering sound is my heartbeat.
I think we have a new lead.
I compose myself and look in the direction that Xavier is pointing in. I catch sight of the enthusiastic student from yesterday's interview. He's walking out of the student union. Didn't he say he needed a week off after the Wanderer attack? I grab Xavier's arm. Something's not right. Let's ask him. Huh. Well, that was a cute little moment between the MC and Xavier. I think, oh god, we're actually making decent time. We might just pull this off, peeps. Before we get close, that student immediately recognizes me and Xavier. He excitedly waves at us.
Why are you here?
Didn't you say you were going to take a week's leave at home? What brings you back? With no time to lose, I get straight to the point, but the student looks confused.
Huh? Did I say that yesterday? I don't remember at all. After the attack, my friend said my memory had gotten worse. I thought I was getting better over the past couple of days.
I don't like where this was going. I exchange a glance with Xavier, my eyes saying, something's wrong.
What do you remember then? Do you recall attending a study event around 2 weeks ago? Did anything strange happen at that time?
A study event?
He frowns, thinking hard for a long time, and then suddenly something dawns on him.
It wasn't weird, but we did come across something intriguing. When we visited the Deepspace Exploration Research Center, there was this unique piece of equipment on the 3rd floor. For a short while, I felt like I walked straight into a haunted house.
He dramatically gestures, still looking a bit shaken.
It looked exactly like that haunted house I'm always terrified of. I almost screamed. After the tour, others said they had the same feeling. That for a moment, they fell into a really scary place.
Wait, you're saying you all had a hallucination? Who else was there?
It was just the 5 of us, and the vice president. The guy had to step out for a bit, so we were on our own.
That's big news.
It's not a hallucination. This is something the RMFMA can also do.
You mean...
To make a long story short, it's like recreating a plane of existence and overlapping it with our reality. But only a few people know about this. We surely underestimated Soren.
Xavier grabs my wrist with one hand and supports my back with the other.
Hold on.
Wait, you know where he is?
The research center. He'll get there before us.
Shit. Daylight's last glimmer sinks below the horizon and night arrives. As we stand in front of the research center again, the building takes on a more mysterious air under the night sky. Soren stands under the skylight on the 3rd floor. His back faces us.
You're quicker than I thought.
I should have known the moment I saw you.
Xavier stops behind him. After a brief pause of tension, Soren turns around.
Do you think you can still order me around, Xavier?
He has a glance at me, and then he looks away.
You can't. And neither can she.
I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty bossy. A sudden gust of wind stirs the indoor air. My heart trembles as I sense a faint energy fluctuation. Xavier, something's here. A light blade forms in Xavier's hand. I also take out my firearm from my belt holster. I walk over and stand next to him. Let's take down Soren before the Wanderers arrive. But before I can get closer, Soren disappears. I hear his voice behind me.
It's too late. It'll take you to the place you've always wanted to visit.
He can also teleport. Could he be... The intensity of the energy fluctuation significantly soars. Xavier's hunter's watch as well as mine beep at the same time before I can react. In a shadowy corner where the moonbeam doesn't reach, a colossal beast has stirred to life. This energy is fierce.
A wanderer with an ether core.
Shit. It can't stay here. We need to lure it out. The light blade cleaves through the heavy darkness. Its shock waves ripple to the end of the corridor. The Wanderer pauses its assault before creating an even fiercer wall of wind. It charges towards us once again.
You took the bait.
A huge shadow looms over us. I turn around and aim my gun. The expected protofield doesn't materialize. Instead, I feel a sudden coolness on my face, as if I'm being pushed through a barrier. Out of the corner of my eye, the RMFMA... Oh god, I can't read that. Lights up again, but before everything goes completely dark, I reach out for Xavier's hand. And I grab nothing. Uh-oh. Oh, we've gone into the spooky land, haven't we? Christ. This is not good, peeps. Oh, this is from the myth. Shit. Nebulae tranquility hang in the air as if they're the eyes of the universe. Faint rays of light spill over the shadows of trees that sway like waves. This feels like a proto-field. Countless waves of both strong and subtle forces swirl through my heart. I stand in this unfamiliar forest enveloped in thick fog. This definitely isn't a regular proto-field. The energy here is erratic, and the fluctuations are violent. Xavier, can you hear me? I call out to him several times, but only the wind's rustling of branches and leaves here answers me. He was probably dragged into the protofield too. I have to find him quickly. I look up and a meteor streaks across the sky. It leaves behind a trail of fire as it flies past the tops of tall trees. A meteor. Several more follow suit before I can say more. All of them are heading towards one side of the forest. I can't help but follow them. In an instant, the sky is ablaze with countless rays of light. Meteors pour down like rain. They disperse the fog and darkness which plague the forest as they fall in the same direction. Are they guiding me? I walk faster, gradually quickening my pace until I break into a sprint. Like me, the meteors fall even more intensely and rapidly. It's as if they're urging me to run with all my might.
Is that you?
This voice. Xavier!
Answer me. Where are you?
Even though I can clearly hear Xavier's voice, I don't know where it's coming from. Is it in front of me? Or is it echoing from the depths of my own heart? Brilliant arcs of light flash before me as the wind's whistle resounds in my ears. My heart surges, overwhelmed by the surrounding chaotic energy. I have a bad feeling. Please stay safe, Xavier. I hope nothing bad happened to you. As I traverse the dense forest, a mirror-like lake suddenly comes into view. Meteors streak down, falling into the expanse where the lake meets the sky. The energy fluctuation gets even stronger now. It pulls at my heart to the point where I struggle to breathe. Overwhelmed, I stumble and sink to my knees.
I'm not interested in playing hide and seek. Come out.
Xavier? Oh, thank God. I frantically look around and spot Xavier near the lake shore. Another figure quickly appears in front of
We're
him.
all friends at the end of the day, right? But you decided to greet me with a sword. That's cruel.
Xavier was friends with him? Soren, no, that's just an illusion. Soren adjusts his glasses and his previously friendly, bashful expression vanishes.
You haven't changed, even after all these years. You're still afraid of Starfall Forest.
Well, there goes my fucking headset.
As if you're any different. To you, the ends always justify the means.
What are you trying to say? You have no right to criticize me!
Okay, let's just take it down 20%. Soren's laughter, twisted with rage, contorts his figures into an unsettling and unrecognizable expression.
I used my life's work on you. I did everything I could to help you pass through the deep space tunnel.
Oh.
And what did I get in return? I was abandoned, trampled on, and turned into an outcast in this time and space.
That's what happened? Because remember, Xavier went through the deep space tunnel. No!
Those were the rewards for your choices.
His figure vanishes with his words. He reappears in front of Soren in the blink of an eye, the tip of his sword poised to kill. Countless sharp light blades rain down on Soren. Only his panicked voice can be heard within the dazzling spectacle of light.
You. Killing an apparition is a waste of time.
Then why did you dodge?
A beam of light descends and the apparition is sliced in half. It's not just an illusion. Somehow it and his actual body are connected. Struggling, I rush to help Xavier, but I fall again. The energy in the surrounding area has changed. Wait, Xavier's evil is... Xavier's flurry of attacks continues and there's no room for counterattacks. Nothing is out of the ordinary in terms of his appearance. Yet, his usually serene specks of light scatter and fly chaotically around him, as if they've lost control, agitated or consumed by something.
It's time to put an end to this charade.
Wait! You can kill me. But what about her?
A meteor falls into the center of the lake. It awakens a sparkling light that swirls into a vague illusion. The silhouette wears a hunter's uniform. It's hard to make out, yet it's unmistakably familiar. It's... me? My head. It hurts. But why? Yet it's at that moment I realize something. Soren created this illusion to distract Xavier. He's using the lapse in judgment to attack Xavier's mind of his evil. In any other situation, Xavier would have no difficulty dealing with this type of evil. But with how chaotic the protofield is along with his power... Shit. Xavier falters, but he slowly regains his footing. And when he raises his head, his unfocused eyes resemble a frozen lake. They're cold and empty.
It can't be her. She's not a sacrifice. I will put an end to everything.
Oh, God. Xavier, I'm right here. That's an illusion. Perhaps weakened by Xavier's attacks, the bullet makes the apparition stagger. With a reluctant, sullen expression, the apparition dissipates. The energy fluctuation also calms down. Even though the apparition on the water's surface is gone, Xavier continues to head towards the center of the lake. His expression is cold, and his movements are stiff. It's as though an invisible force is pulling him along. This isn't good. The evil is still controlling Xavier. I rush out to stop him. Xavier! Oh no. Kindred time? Oh
A
no.
planet that uses to survive. Doesn't deserve to be saved.
But you guys know what this is from, don't we? We know this is from his myth. Come back to reality, Xavier. Don't lose yourself to the illusion. Look, I'm right here.
You are...
Oh. What's wrong? Are you hurt?
You can't stay here. Run. Otherwise, you'll... as well.
I can't run. I'm stuck in here, mate. His power is fading. Is this space trying to consume him? Resonate with him. What's going on? Why can't I control your evil? Oh no.
It's okay. Starfall Forest will stop once it has enough power. It will. I didn't protect you before. At least, it chose me this time.
Oh no. Enough power. In that case, the Ether Core. The Ether Core's power should satisfy it.
No.
Xavier?
You really are reckless.
Yeah, that's my middle name, mate. Oh. I'm so glad I read his myth before doing this. Because none of this would have made sense otherwise. Oh my god. I said we were catching up for time. Now I'm not too sure. Shit. Do you recognize me, Xavier?
Hey,
Hey.
are you okay?
Don't move. I apply medicine to the wound on his arm, but he abruptly pulls away. I almost dropped the bandage. Xavier ignores my command and grabs my shoulders. He gives me a once-over. I'm fine. Don't tell me you're underestimating the power of an ether core.
I underestimated you. An ether core's power isn't something anyone should mess with. If you use it carelessly, the protofield would have devoured you. What then?
I couldn't just stand there and watch you get consumed. Saving you took priority.
You didn't answer the question. What will happen then?
His hands grip my shoulders more tightly. I glance at Xavier's pursed lips and pat his tense arm. Xavier, are you mad? I admit I was a little reckless, but wouldn't you have done the same thing if you were me? Don't be upset. It won't help you heal and it might affect your evil.
You always have so many reasons, but you never listen to me.
My bad. I will next time. I poke his face again and again until he reveals a helpless smile. He takes the bandage beside him and quickly wraps it around his arm a couple of times and then stands up.
The energy fluctuations around us have only temporarily subsided. They could spike again at any moment. And Soren is adding fuel to the fire. We need to get out of here before he makes his next move.
While you were still unconscious, I used my evil to scout the area. This protofield does more than just devour power. I can't find its boundaries at all. It's like a space where if you shout, there won't be an echo.
Don't worry.
After getting his bearings, Xavier leads me deeper into the forest. Oh my god. This game, man.
The protofield's environment was based on my memories, so there might be something that can help us leave.
I've never heard of a wanderer that could invade and read memories before. Or does this wanderer's connection with the ether core make it different?
There's also the possibility that Soren made some modifications to it.
After a brief silence, I carefully choose my words before speaking. Soren, he used to be your ally, right?
It was a long time ago.
The light blade slices through several overgrown branches to clear a path. It dissipates into shimmering specks of light.
He changed his appearance and hid his evil. He needs to hide his secrets and also be in a position to strike me down if needed.
I immediately remember the precarious moments I faced with Xavier. When we first met at the abandoned research base with the Lumivores and the robots watching us at Azure Square, he sent them?
Maybe.
Xavier holds out a small light as if sensing something. He lets it out. He releases it and lets out a dry laugh.
This forest. It's a trap clearly designed for me. This can only be his doing.
He really seems to know you well, but he also hates you. Recalling the conversation I heard, I hesitate for a second. Did something happen in this forest? Is that why you're afraid of it? Moonlight gently falls, softening Xavier's features into a blur, and then I hear his voice again.
Rather than what's already happened, I'm more afraid of what might come in the future. But right now, you terrify me the most.
Me?
You used the power of the ether core this time.
Hey, buddy.
I'm worried about what you'll do next.
What I've done can't be compared to your actions. Why don't you tell me what you did in the past?
We're here.
Not answering the question, huh? Right, Loki, I would appreciate it if you stopped being a dickhead. He's rolling around behind the desk with the studio lighting. Because he is a little dick. Following his gaze, I see a massive spaceship hidden behind the towering trees. Unlike the wreckage I saw in the No Hunt Zone number 42, this one is more intact with far more sophisticated engineering. Inside are various unfamiliar devices that are set up to form a makeshift command center. It's surrounded by papers lying scattered all over the place.
You really are here.
You're not planning to use this spaceship to take us out of this protofield, right?
It can break through even the most chaotic gravitational
buddy.
energy flux. A
Behave.
protofield might not stand a chance against it. Let's just try it and see.
He flips several switches. One by one, faint blue lights illuminate.
Traceback 2. Phyllis 1101, PLS, is now online.
Phylos. That name sounds familiar.
It's my homeland. A place far away from here.
I silently repeat the name to myself and feel a strange sensation as if it resounds in the depths of my heart. I pick up the papers next to him. The messy handwriting and symbols seem like they're from another universe. Backtracker's logbook. I cannot pronounce that word. Coordinates perimeters. You and Soren were both members of the Backtrackers?
Yes.
The image of the spaceship slowly loads onto a floating holographic screen. He scans the complex data line by line.
Even though we called it a small group, there were quite a lot of us at one point. But after all this time, only a few of us remain.
Basic spaceship inspection complete. Please enter your password and verify your identity.
Xavier doesn't respond and continues to press certain buttons on the panel, and then he places his hand on one side of the screen.
Your identity has been verified. It's been a long time, Captain.
Prepare for departure.
Understood. Commencing pre-flight checks.
Aren't you going to ask me more questions?
Huh?
You must have many more questions. I won't hide anything. Just ask.
I do have a lot. Like, who are the Backtrackers? Why did you come to this world? And where did this spaceship come from? However, you said everyone has secrets and motives. At the very least, I know you're not my enemy. That's all the assurance I need. Besides, now's not the time for long stories. But let me say this first. This doesn't mean I won't ask more questions later. Once we're out of this mess, you're going to tell me everything. Slowly. And in great detail.
I'm okay with that.
Satisfied, I nod. When I step back, my hand accidentally flips a switch. Huh?
Oh, celestial body of mine, slumbering adrift in darkness,
This voice. Xavier?
which never heeds the whispers of life.
Xavier? That's you, isn't it? A pair of hands covers my ears before the words can finish.
It's not me.
Really?
No.
Then why can't I listen to it? Seeing his ears turn red, I can't help but chuckle. I pat the arm resting across my face. Alright, it's someone else. Maybe the spaceship misses its captain so much that it's imitating your voice for fun.
Yes, I agree. It's something like that.
Oh my god, he's such a child. During the brief silence, Xavier releases me and quickly shuts off the recording. Oh, I'm about to tease him again when an alarm makes us tense.
Protocore energy is low. Unable to start. Please refill the protocore energy cells to ensure a successful journey.
While the red warning lights flash, a sharp pang shoots from my chest. Xavier, the protofield is acting up again.
I know.
There's no doubt that Soren is manipulating the Wanderers hidden within this protofield. He's trying to trap us again.
Prepare for launch.
It's recommended to refill the protocore energy cells before takeoff. Do you still want to proceed with the launch?
Yes.
Oh, Christ.
Understood. Initiating countdown.
Don't worry.
Before I can object, Xavier pushes me into a seat in the cockpit.
Protocore energy isn't the only thing that can fuel this spaceship. Although it can't support long voyages, escaping this protofield should be no problem.
After pressing a few buttons on the control panel, he takes something from the cabin wall and fastens it to his wrist. He sits down in the cockpit and takes my hand. He presses it against his chest and a sense of foreboding washes over me.
I need you.
You're going to use your evil as fuel? No! I try to pull my hand away, but he tightly holds onto it. Don't even think about it. The protofield already drained your energy. You are not allowed to use your evil right now. It's very obvious that fuel in this spaceship will be too much for him.
It's not a big deal.
Oh my god.
Using evil as emergency fuel is actually one of this spaceship's unique features. In the past, evil came to our rescue during several crises. It enabled us to make safe emergency landings. Besides, I've got you here with me. You're aware of the changes an ether core can bring. With your current strength, you can resonate and enhance my evil, right?
But...
Only you have the power to help us safely leave the protofield.
Oh, no fucking pressure. This is ridiculous.
Trust me.
He cups my cheek with his other hand. With a soft voice, he makes a promise to me.
Your power will keep me safe.
Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 7.
My heartbeat races. Whether it's because of our current circumstances or the intensifying energy fluctuations, the pain in my chest grows sharper. Amid the blaring alarms, the spaceship begins its final countdown. The flickering lights spiral into chaos. Xavier looks at me, his expression as calm as it always is. He's waiting for me to respond. Alright, let all your power flow into me. I'll keep you safe, I promise.
I know.
Violent tremors and a sense of weightlessness engulfs us. After countless voyages through the boundaries of space, the spaceship plunges into the unknown once more. Chaotic energy crashes into the spaceship. The air currents instantly tear apart the scenery outside the porthole. I hear a high-pitched whistle. As chaos envelops my vision, only one warm force stays tightly connected with me. It flows steadily from my hand and gradually covers the world in a dazzling light. It overwhelms my senses. But then... Weird. It feels like something is suppressing Xavier's evil, preventing a complete resonance.
Keep going.
Xavier tightly presses my hand against his chest. Even in the blinding light, his gaze stays calm and gentle. I grit my teeth and forge that power into a sharp blade. Slowly but surely, it cuts through the invisible barrier along with the spaceship. Space itself is ripped open, which creates tremendous energy fluctuations and tremors. In the distance, a massive shadow looms.
At last, we forced it to show its true form. Get ready. It's time to deal the finishing blow.
Oh, Christ. Okay, well this is going to be nice and quick, I think. So, hopefully we should potentially have a solution here. And of course now it wants to be stupid. God damn it. Okay, guys, I think we're on the last bit. Don't quote me. I think we're on the last bit. Oh, are you taking the piss? Not now. Oh, I'm going to have to log into my other phone. Hold on. My phone just ran out of battery. Okay, I apologize for that. This phone is on 18%, so let's get this done before this phone also runs out of battery. A deafening roar fills my mind and strips away my senses. Suddenly, as if a rift splits the space, it ushers us into a burst of gentle light and fresh air. After several long seconds, the discomfort fades. I slowly open my eyes. Everything comes into focus, and there it is, the RMFMA, standing serenely just a couple of meters away. We're back in the research center! My senses return to my body. I scramble to my feet and frantically search for Xavier.
You're struggling to find me, huh?
A familiar voice calls out from behind. I turn and see Xavier leaning against a nearby wall. A bright red light at his neck flickers a few times before settling down under my worried gaze. That light is flashing and you still want to crack a joke?
I'm fine. Just a little tired.
He opens his palm and hands me the ether core fragment. It glows a soft green.
For its sake, sit with me for a bit.
Oh. Unable to resist Xavier's expectant eyes, I approach him and sit down.
I already sent the collected data and our coordinates back to HQ. The police will also be involved. They'll be here within 15 minutes.
We don't have much time. We need to... I'm about to get up, but he grabs my arm.
Let's make the most out of these uninterrupted 15 minutes.
I mean, I got a few ways we can do that. I feel a cold touch on my ear as Xavier pulls out a pair of wireless earbuds.
There's just enough time for one song. Then we'll be in a hurry again.
Who invites a girl to listen to music with a wireless earbud? You should have offered me wired earbuds. That way we'll be close enough that we couldn't drift apart.
I'm too tired to drift into a place that's far away from you. And I wouldn't.
Oh!
Even if I could.
Outside the skylight, another morning dawns. Oh, that's cute. As Xavier expected, updating the intel and what happened on campus is as tough as tracking down the Wanderer. After leaving Prestara University, Xavier unsurprisingly retreats to his bedroom. Meanwhile, I return to the association with the ether core fragment. After a brief mission report, Captain Jenna warns me about our recklessness, but also commends us for safely completing the mission. With the order to return home and rest, I time my visit to line up with Xavier's recharging period. I bring supplies to the 6th floor. After several rings, Xavier finally opens the door, his hair all tousled. Oh, you've been resting.
You're finally back.
You look like you just woke up. Why are you speaking as if you've been waiting for a while?
Well, you just saw me. How can you tell I haven't been waiting long?
He effortlessly reaches behind me and takes the plastic bag.
It felt like forever.
Oh, he's growing on me. I slip on my slippers and head to the living room. Xavier's already intently unpacking the bag full of food next to the coffee table. He pulls out 2 food boxes from the plastic bag and removes their packaging.
Is this from that store downstairs at the association? You went back there?
You needed to recharge, so someone had to return that ether core fragment, right?
Right. Thanks, partner.
Oh, Captain Jennett wanted to relay a message to you.
What is it?
With mashed potatoes still in his mouth, Xavier looks up while the spoon is held between his lips. It's a warning. She said if you deliberately put her team member in danger again, she won't let you off the hook.
Got it. I'll remind her about settling the other 5 verbal warnings she gave me.
Oh my god. In that brief silence, Xavier lowers his gaze and eats his mashed potatoes one spoonful at a time.
Did Prestara University say anything?
Surveillance and witness protection are ongoing, but we still haven't found Soren.
If we haven't found him by now, chances are we never will.
He casually talks about it, but his words carry a mixture of undiscernible emotions. I decided not to dwell on it. You don't know where he's gone either?
Nope.
Nope. As I reflect upon everything, the vague, tangled clues pile up and cast a large shadow behind the clear image of Soren. Getting out of this precarious situation unscathed isn't something he could accomplish on his own. Only a few groups could pull that off. Who's supporting him? After finishing a box of mashed potatoes, Xavier retrieves a stack of documents and a sealed bag from under the coffee table. Inside the sealed bag is a tiny button-sized device. I can't help but pick it up. What's this?
Ulysses found it at the research center. He urgently sent it over. Initial tests show it has a radio frequency chip that can resonate with metaflux fluctuations.
Oh, so this little thing is the culprit behind the RMFMA's malfunction, and even the tool Soren used to lure the Wanderer.
Yes.
The room falls silent again. I follow the train of my thoughts and speak up. Can you also use that device to recreate a plane of existence and overlap it with the reality? You mentioned earlier, but this is something only your people know about.
That's right. But you know I don't like illusion stuff.
Xavier calmly says, I nod and put the sealed bag back on the table. Who can help him make that? Xavier doesn't respond immediately. Instead, he pushes the sack of documents toward me.
Here's the latest analysis and theories based on what we know. It includes a list of groups with similar tech. Go through it, and you'll come to your own conclusions.
As always, Xavier doesn't explain. It's as if he's already at the finish line with the answers. He's quietly waiting to see if I'll join him or choose a different path. However, I'm not content with following his lead this time. I place my hand over his and stop the documents he's pushing towards me in their tracks. I'll read these. Later. Xavier, I'd rather trust what you have to say right now. After a brief pause, Xavier purses his lips and finally meets my intense gaze.
It's Ever.
Of course. Ever. Assholes! Some of the backtrackers are also involved. They know everything you know, and they've had their eyes on you for some time, right?
Yes.
That makes them our common enemy, then. Outside, the leaves rustle as the wind slips in through the gap in the window. The curtains flutter. My shadow merges with Xavier's, and it feels like the impenetrable door in his heart has opened slightly. This time, we're finally standing on the same page. The server will be under maintenance in 10 minutes! Ah! Okay, Caleb's coming! Oh, we completed the story quest. Let's quickly see if we can get through this last bit. Because if we can, if Mim pulls this off, I need a clap in the comments. After several ether core fragments were retrieved, Special Operations shifted its focus onto Ever. Their involvement in every recent ether core incident was far too frequent to be a mere coincidence. This business conglomerate, or whatever the fuck that means, which started in the biotech industry, isn't as clean as it appears at first
Our
glance.
positions aside, Ever's technological advancements are pretty impressive.
Simone sits next to me, slipping some ice cream into her mouth as she jabs at the computer screen in front of me. At this moment, Ever's biannual product launch is about to be broadcast worldwide.
They can achieve things proficiently with machines, when people with Evol couldn't.
Machines?
Andrew's voice came from behind a row of translucent displays.
Based on what I can tell, it's not possible for them to make consecutive technological breakthroughs in such a short period of time. Not through normal means, at least.
The frequency in ways Wanderers have been appearing these past few months continue to steadily increase.
During the broadcast, a spokesperson holds up a device that's about the size of a bottle cap.
We'd like to introduce to you our newly designed portable flux stabilizer. It can regulate the frequency of surrounding metaflux fluctuations, thereby stabilizing the protofield and reducing the likelihood of Wanderer materialization.
I don't trust that for a second. The audience erupts into thunderous applause. Meanwhile, away from the screen, I exchange knowing glances with my team members. They aren't doing this out of the kindness of their hearts. It sounds like they operate the same principle as the devices that attract wanderers, but it has the opposite effect. Ever made this gadget and we're supposed to believe it's for the greater good? As if. They aren't doing this out of the kindness of their hearts. Simone frowns at the screen.
This is nothing but a blatant provocation. We barely had time to suspect something was off before they brought out this product launch.
Yeah, they're being brazen about it too. It's like they're daring us to keep investigating with what we know so far.
That's unlikely to happen.
Jenna. As soon as Simone and I hear Captain Jenna's voice coming from the entrance, we stand up behind the screens. Andrew nods at Jenna. Captain?
Captain.
The fact that they're hosting a high-profile product launch means they've already covered their tracks. They wouldn't take this risk if there were a possibility of us finding incriminating evidence.
Jenna walks over to the command desk and places a thick folder on it. The three of us gather around her.
The analysis report for the previous fragments has just come out. Let's take a look.
She taps the command desk twice. An irregular spherical structure appears before us.
They're from the same ether core.
Oh.
Based on its characteristics, we're officially naming it Spatium Core.
A spatium core that can manipulate space. I know of at least 3 different ether cores now. As more ether cores appear, it is only a matter of time before the public becomes aware of this extraordinary energy source.
It's just that the fragments of the Spatium Core are held together by some kind of gravitational pull.
She points to the center of several fragments.
Right here. One fragment is missing.
Oh. Jenna leans forward, looking at us again.
Special Operations' next objective is clear. We must recover this crucial ether core fragment before further complications arise.
Yes, Captain.
Yes, Captain.
Oh, right. There's something you need to know.
Me? With click reflexes, Simone intercepts Andrew, distracting him under the pretense of exploring new venues for a weapon enhancement with the recently collected data. Oh, God. What do I need to know? 3 minutes! Hurry up! I think we might just make it. We might just make it. We might just make it. I think this is the last one. I think. When we remain in the meeting room, Jenna pauses before activating her watch.
There's more. I couldn't talk about it during the meeting. It's something you need to know.
Tell me! A message is transmitted to my watch at her gesture. The words "Ever Secret or Investigation Report" float in front of me.
A line in there involves what happened at your house that day. Anyway, I've sent it to your hunter's watch. You can read it when you're home.
Understood. Thick clouds swallow up the remaining patches of sky. It's dark now, and the wind sweeps away the last remnants of the sunset. All that remains is a bleak white. The weather forecast said there will be heavy rain. At some point, the streets have become quiet. It's as if people sense the approaching storm and are now hiding. I can see lightning in the distance as it flashes under a cloud. Thunder roars closer again. I should go home. As I am about to move, a sound presses against my heart like a string, sending a shiver down my spine. Oh. Again? Oh, that thing. My heart responds to that eye. The world around me fades. But the call I hear becomes clearer. It's behind that. Somewhere in the distance lies the power of the ether core. Oh, shit. The service will be under maintenance in 1 minute. Please tell me I got all of it. Okay. Okay, I'm not mad about that because that's fights. I have done it with 1 fucking minute to spare. I am not gonna lie, guys. I'm so happy. I don't care it's like 10 to 3 in the morning. That has honestly made my day now. I literally squeezed it in. Those are just fights. I don't care about that. I can do that as soon as I get up in the morning. That's fine. We will be back with this very soon. I can't wait to see you guys, and I'll see you when Caleb drops. Night! Oh my god, I'm clutch.